maybe we don't need to be as good as we think we need to be.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. He is Daniel. I am Clint. Today's episode brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Use promo code Locked On College. More on them in a second. He's calling for us to be mediocre and being happy about it, is what Daniel just told you, dog fans.
Lower your expectations and you'll be much happier in your life.
That's true of life. It's true of college football. Also true this year. We may get there. I have a pretty wild take on what college football is heading to, and it's not that wild if you watch any other sport in the world. Like this, the thing I'm going to say is going to match with any other sport we have. And while all of us are complaining about how we're not doing good, Kirby Smart just over a 10-year period, the quickest to the number of wins, 110 wins in his 10 years of any college football coach in the history of college football.
Except Nick Saban.
No, I'm sorry, Daniel. Including the windbag that is now a husk of a human, Nick Saban.
A very well-tanned husk.
I mean, that dude's at the lake a lot. Okay.
Why wouldn't he be?
Well, you have nothing else to do. Daniel, you told the people maybe we're not as good as we think we should be, and that's okay.
Well, no. Don't put words in my mouth.
Right.
First of all,
I will do what I want, and you.
What I said, I know that.
Else.
I am aware of that. By the way, if you're going to be in Athens on Saturday, please come hang out. Love to connect. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
I said it on Saturday night after the game. I was just as hoarse. If you're not this hoarse, by the way, I don't think you were watching the game properly. So I'd like to have a side conversation with you about that. Here's what you need to do in college football today. You need to go 10-2. You need to make the college football playoff. And then you need to get hot. That's how you win national championships, people. That's the way to get it done. We've been disappointed with this Georgia team this year. Is that safe to say, Clint? Is that fair? Am I going to shock anybody with that revelation when I come out with it? We've been a little disappointed in some aspects of this Georgia team.
I went back and reread some things that I put up on the X machine, and I might agree with what you just said.
I did tell a close friend this weekend, if you could read the text message thread between myself and Clint during the games, you would immediately deny ever knowing us. It's not pretty.
No,
you may think to yourself, I wish I was on that text thread. You do not. That is not accurate. I wish I was off that text thread, and it's just me and Clint. It's just a thread between me and Clint. And I wish I wasn't on it.
Yes.
Okay. So we've been disappointed by this Georgia team. It feels like one of those episodes that's all third segments, by the way. So just let it
100%.
Zach, let it play. Just let it play, Zach.
It's Ole Miss week. We got game day. We just beat the voodoo is gone, and we're feeling.
I'm sorry, Zach. By the way, how are you feeling? How's it going?
Move on.
How is the family?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
This man is sad.
Okay, so I think part of the reason for that disappointment is we've been sitting around waiting for the 2022 Georgia football team to walk through the doors. You remember that team? They blitzkrieged the whole lot of college football. I mean, right up and out of the brownstone. Yeah. There was a very close game against Ohio State in the national semifinals. And then they just absolutely laid the lumber to an entire schedule of college football. 2021 Georgia, the most historically good defense in the history of college football, without a doubt. I think ultimately we've been waiting for that team to walk through the door. Now, is it frustrating when Georgia has some of these ridiculous halves and seemingly hapless mistakes against what you feel like are correctable issues that they don't seem to be correcting. Yes, of course it's frustrating.
Of course.
But what I'm here to tell you, and I want to just say this, and I want to temper it because I do not want to get people's expectations unnecessarily high right now. But I genuinely might be believing this, Clint. Can we ask the question, who are the teams in college football?
Yes, thank you.
That you really know are better than Georgia?
This is going to parlay into my take perfectly, by the way.
Talking about you really know that they're better than Georgia.
Like in an eliminator pick, you only get to, you have to select one team every week that's not going to lose or some serious consequence happens to you. You don't have a team like that in college football where you're like, this is a mortgage type bet on this team to win.
So here's what I'm trying to say. The 2022 Georgia football team would kick the crap out of the 2025 Georgia football team. Okay? Like unequivocally. But they would also kick the crap out of every other team currently in college football by a lot.
That team in today's college football would win by 25 points every game.
It doesn't exist anymore, is what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
May I speak to you about the AP poll?
You may.
Number one, stop me when we get to a team that you're like, this team definitely would beat Georgia.
What I'm going to do, you're saying these things, I'll tell you my immediate reaction of these teams and why they're fraudulent in each capacity.
Number one, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Not explosive offense.
No, a quarterback that, quite frankly, is way worse than Gunnar Stockton.
Tiers below Gunnar Stockton.
Number two, the Miami Hurricanes.
Good defense. Carson Beck, lower than Gunnar Stockton. Good wide receivers, winning this with ground and good defense at home.
Yeah. Miami can't do anything but play you in a close game. So, do you want to get in a close game with Georgia? I don't know if you do. Number three, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Next. I'm sorry. Kurt Cignetti is the best thing about Indiana. That's it.
By the way, this is the team that I think is the best team in college football. This is the team I'm actually the most scared of. The Indiana Hoosiers.
They're very good.
The Texas A&M Aggies.
Jekyll and Hyde.
They're number 4, by the way, in the country.
Good run game, bad. Marcel Reed is not a good passer, and defense suspect highs and lows all year long.
Do you know the last time Texas A&M won 9 games? 9 games. Just 9.
Not double digits. 8-4 coming to mind a lot.
2013.
Oh my God.
That was 12 years ago. The last time Texas A&M won more than 8 games was 2013. So
a better than Rutgers type season. It's been
okay. Number 5, the Ole Miss Rebels.
Okay. You told me you had
Washington State called.
There it is.
And
we were preparing for Georgia.
Number 6, Alabama. We saw that Georgia and Alabama.
Second best team in the nation, by the way, is Alabama.
Right there. Number 7, Texas Tech.
Okay.
Number 8, Oregon.
Nope. Sorry.
And then you get to number 9, Georgia. Number 10, by the way, is LSU. The most fraudulent team in college football. The most fraudulent team in college football.
20th ranked is where LSU should
They will finish the season unranked. LSU will finish the season unranked. 100%.
I'd make a sizable bet on that.
What I'm trying to tell you is that the current version of Georgia
can go
may not beat all of those teams. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're right there in the neighborhood with any team in college football. And this Georgia team's got a ways to go to get a lot better, is what I'm trying to tell you.
And this just in, you didn't name a couple teams that I would actually have a couple of. Tennessee. Tennessee's a top 6, top 7 team in my mind in college football.
We're going to learn a lot this week against Alabama.
We are going to learn a lot this week. You're exactly right. Daniel.
I'm just saying, if you're waiting for 2022 Georgia to walk through the door, maybe adjust the sight on that weaponry a little bit, and you might have a better time. You understand?
I do. You don't, but I do.
No, he gets it. He gets it.
Today's episode is brought to you by Wayfair. Wayfair is fantastic. They're great. The holidays are going to be here before you know it. But getting your home ready for holiday guests and celebrations can feel like a lot. Maybe you need to go over and get a refresh on the guest room or some bedding. Wayfair has everything you need to get holiday ready. Christmas trees. Guess what? It's one-stop shop for everything in your house. Wayfair makes it easy to personalize your home for the holidays, even the big stuff. You can get everything you need without hassle or huge delivery fees. I love how easy to find pieces that fit my style and budget. Everything has it just in one place. It's right there on the website. Checkout was a breeze. Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's wayfair.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. But that's not it, Daniel. We also have FanDuel. FanDuel's fantastic. They love us. We love them because FanDuel is giving you bonus bets for every single time that you go in and you are part of FanDuel. It's great. It's fantastic. NFL season's here. You place $5 bet. You get that bet. It wins. Guess what? $300 in bonus bets straight to your account. Makes watching football even more exciting when you got a little skin in the game. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. As Daniel tries to figure out more vernacular to use in a capacity that he is ill-suited for, I go ahead, Daniel, and my take goes right along your take.
All right, sir.
We will not see a repeat Final Four in college football. Maybe for the next 2, 3, 4 years, the same teams in the Final Four, the semifinals, won't be happening.
Yeah,
this 12 team and this expanded playoff, this continual, they want college football, ESPN, all the people want different teams, different people into it because they believe.
Are you saying no team will be repeated in back-to-back years?
No, the same like before we had the championship came from 4 teams.
Well, you're not saying no team will make the Final Four 2 years in a row.
No, I'm just saying the years of saying, well, I'm going to go ahead and slot Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and you name your rotational 4th team in there. I'm just going to go ahead and slot them in there to the Final Four. Those days are gone. That can't happen anymore.
Well, I don't want to push back too hard against this, but last year Penn State was in the Final Four. You don't think they're going to make it this year? Is that what you're saying, Clint?
Boise State, they going to be anywhere near the playoff this year? Mm-hmm. Nope, they're not. USC just had a big old win against Michigan. USC may make the playoff. Now they beat Notre Dame and they run the table all of a sudden. They may make the playoff and they get the right matchup.
They absolutely would make the playoff in that scenario. I'm going to talk more about USC in a minute. Go ahead.
I bet you will. Those days are gone with penciling people in because the talent, the coaching, the resources from top to bottom are so much more parity. That's what all the higher ups wanted. They didn't want cyclical powerhouses. That's not what they wanted. They wanted the Texas Tech any given season. It's no longer any given Sunday. It's any given season where you just, you can pop up and be a top 10 team. Texas Tech has no business. You had to build a program. You had to do steps and layers and get the right guys.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Those days are done. You can hit lightning in a bottle with a couple of players and a couple of coaches and blast off. Look, I know Franklin was never a good coach. This is not me defending him. This is not me defending Mike Gundy. I actually think Mike Gundy's a pretty dang good ball coach, all things considered.
Was
correct. Penn State was in the Final Four last year. Halfway through the season, he's gone. Now, I think he was carried last year by some fraudulent scheduling and some other players. Really? Clearly, this is not me saying James Franklin is a good coach. This is me saying instant reaction is here to stay in college football. Literally, people think I'm joking when they say they're calling for Kirby Smart's job. Somebody said if he doesn't get rid of Bobo after this year, Kirby Smart needs to hit the freaking pavement. And I say, you're a joke of a fan. Now, we're going to see long term how this plays out over college football. Kirby said this to begin last season and said it in season. It's a young man's game. You got about 2, 3, 4 years. Strike while the iron's hot. This is why Chip Kelly is in the NFL now. By the by,
whoops.
This is gutting us of long-standing teams that you can pencil into the final. So the fact that Georgia has, like you just laid out, it's what makes this even more impressive. That Georgia, after being in those places for so long in this type of environment, is still there in the top 10. And I feel good going toe-to-toe, again, not winning, but going toe-to-toe and not being blasted out of all these games versus all these teams. I feel good about it. But the days of 2021, 2022, the championships, the back-to-backs, the runs, the juggernauts, it's gone. Those are dead and gone.
You just got to make the playoff.
Yep.
And hope that your team can get hot and put it together when it matters the most. That's all that happened last year with Ohio State.
Yep.
They were not the best team in the country throughout the season. By no stretch of the imagination were they the best team in the country throughout the season last year. But they made it into the playoff, and they got really hot, and they figured it out. They made some adjustments offensively and defensively, which is why their offensive and defensive coordinators got better jobs and left.
There it is.
And then they got hot, and they won the national championship. That's all you can really do. You're just going to have to hope that you run into a scenario where you get hot and you've played yourself into the playoff. Georgia, well on their way to doing that.
Yep.
And that's all you can ask year in and year out. Be one of those 12 teams. Clint's saying you're going to have different teams in there every year. Your team needs to be one of the ones, Georgia needs to be one of the ones that's in there every single year, giving themselves a shot. Because Georgia doesn't give up a strip sack fumble and a kick return for a touchdown last year. They beat Notre Dame. I'm not trying to say they win the next game after that against Penn State or whoever, but
no.
You just got to get in there. You got to be dancing in order to win. And all Georgia has to do, they don't have to be the best team in the country.
No.
What they have to do is to continue to get better as the season goes on. And I think Georgia is set up to do that. I think this Georgia team particularly is equipped to do that. And I think that bodes very well for the long-term prospects of a team that has been very bleh so far this season.
That's a perfect analogy for it. But by the way, you used an analogy that you didn't, but I'm going to try to venture into analogies. I'm going to talk business really quick.
Are you trying to tell me you can't adjust the sights on a weapon? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Daniel, you can.
Okay, so I was perfectly accurate in what I said.
You were perfectly accurate.
That's all right.
That's all right.
All right.
In business, when you come up, when a pharmaceutical brand comes out and says, "Hey, we have this new meds. It's our thing. You can't have access to it. We have this many years, and we could just make us gobs and gobs of money all we want because we've." And then all of a sudden, they run out of that. The time has come, and now everybody has it, and everybody's making it. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh crap! What do we do next?" See, what you need in that instance is you need a Kirby Smart inside the program. That he doesn't have to have the special pill that gets him the golden bean, that all of a sudden the magic bean that gives him the beanstalk. Because this NIL, this college football, it's open season for everybody. You don't get to go ahead and hoard things like it was before. Time is gone, trademarks up. Guess what? Everybody has access. So you better have a genius, and we do, and we just need to be part of the process and see what happens.
Most successful coach in the history of college football in his first 10 seasons. But but let's fire him if he doesn't fire a very successful offensive coordinator.
I just don't get it.
We'll be back to talk about some more nuanced look at where Georgia stacks up against the rest of college football right after this.
Nuance is what we're all about. Game time's not nuance. Here's what they do. They just give you incredible action in the stadium,
Yeah.
tailgates, and
There's nothing
rivalries.
subtle about it.
You
They just say, bam, there's the view from your seat. Boom, bam, here's the best price on the ticket. There's nothing subtle or nuanced about it. They just come right out and say the thing.
Which we're here for. We like that more than
that.
anything else.
We do.
It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets on the best prices. Daniel and I are very excited about this. What you see is what you pay. The app is super simple. Exact view from the seats and zone deals. They're great. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today.
Speaking of Game Time and zone deals, Clint, you brought this up, not me. Do you think Mike White and Jacob Wilkins and the Georgia basketball team are going to play a little bit more zone this year? Do you think it's going to be more man-to-man? Again, you brought this up.
I brought this up.
Me.
That's on me, guys. I'm sorry. I am jonesing for basketball to be here.
Why wouldn't you? We, like Auburn, are a basketball-only school. No, wait, we're not.
No, we have two very good teams and two very good coaches.
Oh, that's interesting.
Florida, by the way, come talk to me after
Auburn currently has 0 very good coaches because remember Bruce Pearl quit on them. Do you remember that?
Do you remember when Bruce Pearl just said,
nah, not today. No.
The season's about to start. I get it. I understand. I had months to do this.
No, I'm out. I quit.
Also, hold on. This just in. I'm going to elect to hire my son as head coach. Y'all cool with this?
Yeah, what doesn't matter if you are or not. I'm the athletic director now, apparently. Bruce Pearl. He's just hiring and firing.
Integrity. I want integrity. Auburn fan, really? You had
Hugh Freeze is leading Bible studies, and he's a man of great integrity. You could call him the chancellor of integrity. Since we're here in the third segment, I will just remind our listeners.
This is just a preview for when you see us in Athens. This is what you're going to.
Zach, let it play, okay? Just let it play. Since we're here in the third segment, I will remind our listeners that the order of operations is first you get the magic pill. That gives you the golden bean, and that allows you to access the beanstalk, which is what Clint just laid out for us. It's the magic pill,
it is,
followed by the golden bean, and then the beanstalk.
I'm glad. It's all clear to me.
None of that is canonical to anything literally that has ever existed, but I'm happy that you get
after your boy. You get on your boy for one thing, and all of a sudden it just lights him up, and he can't help himself.
I'm just trying to pay attention and follow along. So,
I'm sure.
One of our favorite people when we look at advanced stats and we look at metrics and systems, Kay Ford, which you probably follow him if you're already following college football. He puts out new updated power rankings absolutely every week. Does a great job. All of it's absolutely free. You could check.
It's great.
His new set of ratings got Georgia 7th, the 7th best team in the country. So right around, where we are in most of the polls. I think if the college football playoff rankings came out today, Georgia would be somewhere in that neighborhood, 7th, 8th. He's got his power rate as the 7th best team in the country. Here's what's interesting to me, Clint, if I could dive a little bit deeper.
Please do.
When you look at the offensive ratings, offense only, Georgia is 17th in the country offensively. Okay, so 7th in the country overall, 17th in the country offensively. When you look at the defensive ratings, Georgia is 14th in the country overall. Yeah, 7th overall and 17th on offense and 14th on defense. So it's not totally adding up yet. Scroll down a little bit further. When you look at the special teams ratings, Clint, Georgia is number 1 in the country. The number 1 rated special teams team. This is kickoff. This is punt. This is field goal. There are 3 phases to the game.
There are.
And we talk a lot about the Georgia defense and Glenn Schumann. And God help us, we talk a lot about the Georgia offense and Mike Bobo.
We do.
We do not talk nearly enough about the Georgia special teams, including the combination of who might be the best field goal kicker, and the best punter in the country, both of which play for the University of Georgia. Georgia's not an electric offensive team. Kirby mentioned that in his presser. Georgia's not a dominant defensive team. Goodness knows we've seen that. But they're pretty good at both of those things. Correct. And when you start looking at some of the other rankings, like the other teams, do you know what the number one offensive team in the country, according to K Ford, is?
It's going to be shocking, by the way.
It's the Southern California Trojans. They're the number one offensive rated team in the country. And by the way, if you've watched them play football, then you understand why.
The quarterback.
They have the best wide receiver in all of college football. And I know who plays for Ohio State. I think the best receiver in America plays for USC. Do you know the number two offensive rated team is?
Tell me.
It's Notre Dame, Clint. It's Notre Dame. Now, part of this is they've been running up the score on lesser teams.
See,
Texas Tech, third. Vanderbilt, fourth. These are the offensive, like highest rated offenses in the country. Arkansas is seventh, Clint. You go down to the defensive ratings. Number one, remember, Georgia's 14th defensively, 17th offensively. Number one, Ohio State.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I scroll back to the offense. Did I see Ohio State? Did I read them on the?
Didn't.
Oh, no, I did not. Oh, interesting. Number two, Texas.
Sure.
Did I see them on the offensive list? Are they? Is Texas's offense? No, they're not in the top 30 offensively.
Lopsided team. That's what that is.
Number three, Oklahoma defensively. Again, not a team I mentioned often. Indiana next, not a team I mentioned offensively, but defensively actually quite high. LSU next. How's that LSU offense doing?
No.
Not great. No. Utah next. How's that Utah offense doing? Here's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of teams. And some of these teams are the teams that we were mentioning in the AP poll. Teams like Ohio State, teams like Indiana.
Yep.
Teams that are ranked ahead of Georgia that they might match up with in college football playoff. They're half teams, Clint. This is what I'm trying to say. In college football, right now, there's a lot of half teams.
And when you look at those, you had Kirby Smart, third quarter in games this year, has elected to say mass subs, go. Backups everywhere, go. He doesn't want to run up score. He doesn't care about the line. He has no clue what the line is. He's never looked at a line before in his life.
Yeah.
And
he actually did know the line of this game because he talked about how they're going to come investigate Gunnar Stockton's touchdown, which a lot of Georgia fans were very happy with Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It's wild to me, to those stats that you give.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart's whole philosophy is you won't be able to paint me into a corner.
Yeah.
And expose a weakness of mine. I'm not going to expose my flank. So you can keep, again, this is why the Ohio States of the world, who says we're going to be all world explosive with the best quarterback to come out of Ohio State, CJ Stroud, didn't win a championship because you were fraudulent elsewhere. This is why teams screaming for explosive, 25-yard, 35-yard plays, get them downfield. Kirby says, no. We're going to methodically take time off the clock, body blow people. If you don't think Auburn was body blowed in the second half, like, again,
whoops.
It's incredible to me. We're going to come back. I'm going to give you a little. It's not just the defense that's second half only.
Mm-hmm.
Gunnar Stockton has some interesting stats that are second half only.
Oh.
And all I'm going to say is all the stats that Daniel gave, we're getting better each week in every category.
Georgia's a complete team. There's a lot of half teams out there, but Georgia, one of the few good offense, good defense, great elite special teams that you see all across college football. Clint teased it. We got more to discuss about Gunnar Stockton. We're going to talk about the Ole Miss game. I want to talk about QBR. I want to talk about Trinidad Chambliss. I want to talk about Lane Kiffin and the difference between Lane Kiffin and Kirby Smart. I'm going to go into depth about that. We got a lot more that we're going to talk about. This
defense is fraudulent.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about it as we move forward this week.
Get your sights on Ole Miss.
Hey, you want to get your sights on them. That's what you want to do.